What is up, beautiful people? Welcome once again to HN Clothing. Welcome to another wonderful video. In this video, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful dress here. We are going to be using patterns. It's quite easy and simple to do. So if this is something you're interested in, please do keep on watching and let us begin. We are going to be starting off with our front and back basic bodice pattern. I have 30 inches for the length of my pattern. We're going to start manipulating the front first of all. To manipulate the front, I'll be cutting through the waist dart. Once it has been closed up, we're going to actually cut the neckline first of all. For this neckline, we're going to be using the shoulder width of 4 inches here, and the depth will be getting to my chest line. I'm going to use a slight curve to do that V-neck. Very good. Now that we've done this, we are then going to work on how that shaping is. It's coming from here to your high waist, okay? Measure from this shoulder tip to your high waist. I'm going to be using about 12.5 inches for that. Either your high waist or your under bust point, either of them. So I'll be using this point. I'm going to draw like a connection to this part here. After cutting it, we're going to leave that one, and then let's work on this other area. I'm matching up the lines so that it's going to help me removing the dots. So to remove the dart, I'll just connect from this point straight down, and same thing, connect from this point here too, straight down. And then we'll just make this one straight up, this one too straight up. Okay, so let's chop this excesses off. Okay, so we can join this point back together. I'll put it this way, matching up the hip line, matching up the waistline. So we can actually work on this part here from this point, that's the 23 inches there that we measured, connect it to the hem so that we can chop that off. We are having a Basque effect for this pattern. And then here we need to sort this out. So we're going to put paper to fill it up. We are not just going to trim it off. Very good. And then we'll connect from here. Connect it to this top back. So here is what we'll be having. Okay, remember that there's a dart here that we need to take care of. So at the end of the day, he's still going to match up. Okay, so we're going to remove this dart from the side. It's about I'll remove about 3/4 inch from the side here and connect it to that underarm point. So there's no longer that here. That does not exist on this pattern. All right, so here is what we're going to be having. We're going to join up this part together. By the time we sew it up, it's going to fit in. We're cutting two pieces of this. This is the V-neck. Up, down, and front. Let me write front there. So let me write again. This one we're cutting on fold. Let me put it here, fold. So once you cut on fold, that's just about it. We're putting 1 inch on the side, 1 inch on the side for the sewing allowance, and at the bottom we'll just have a gathered stitch for the bottom part of the dress. For the back, we're going to do the Basque effect at the bottom. So that's the first thing I want to do. You would have measured already from this top right here. I used my front pattern to know where it is. Once that part is chopped up, we'll work on the neck area. The neck width we're going to be using, you start your measurement from here. I'm going to use 4 inches neck width, and the depth I'll use 3.5 inches for the depth, which is here. Once that has been done, we can then work on the back basque. So for the back, I'm also going to have that shape that we have in front. I'm just going to let it get to this waistline here, which is about the same 13-14 inches we use for the front, and I'll just connect it from here is okay. However, for the back, you can just make it straight on this back line. This part will be the Ankara piece or whatever fabric, and then from here to here will be another fabric. That's all. We're cutting two pieces of this, 1 inch here, zipper allowance, cutting two pieces, 1 inch here, zipper allowance. Okay, for the dart, I'll just fold the dart out of the way. I will enclose the darts this way. Okay, great. So let's start cutting on fabric. Despite this part is not really staying flat, when you put it on your fabric, it's still going to rhyme up. So let's put all this on our fabric, cut it up, and then we'll start sewing. All right, guys. So we have our bodice already cut. You're going to be cutting the lining if you want to use a lining. So I cut lining and then the main fabric for the front, and then this is the basque part. I should actually first of all turn this with the lining first of all before attaching. Okay, so we'll iron this properly before we attach. It's better that way. Let's now put this, right? This is what we're then going to put to this place. All right, so back and front have been attached. So if you look closely, you see that for the front, this part was sewn and I just attached it this way. If I was going to be using a lining for this material, then I'll sew the lining here so that it will cover. But I want to skip lining. I'll just serge or use a bias to turn that part. Now, what I actually want to do is work on the shoulder seams. I have a zip at the back there. I want to enclose the shoulder seams before joining the side piece and attaching the sleeve. We're almost done with this dress. It's a simple, easy one. Okay, finally we can sew up the sides, matching up the armhole to armhole. Okay, let's put the sleeve first, after which we put the gather, the pleats. Alright, so we have come to the end of this tutorial. At the end of the day, this is how lovely it came out. I am so impressed with the look. Yeah, it's given, it's given. If you want it more snatched, please feel free to use a stretchy fabric on this side and then hold it more. It's going to be more snatched. So this is how it's looking now. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you found this helpful, and until we see you in the next tutorial. Stay safe. God bless you all.